Hey, Teachable Spirits. I'm Pam, and I give pep talks. Not TED Talks, but pep talks. Today is day 47 of 100 days of posting, the last 100 days of 2024. Do you ever arrive at Christmas and feel like you are so busy doing Christmas that you didn't take time to actually enjoy it, to pause and reflect and think about why you're celebrating? I have certainly been there many, many times. So I want to share with you today how I set my intentions and plan to be able to have a Christmas season with less stress and more being present and celebrating and enjoying. And that planning has to start well in advance. So here we are, a week into November. So let's get going. All right, so let's start brainstorming for Christmas. I already have Christmas written here on the board, right here in the middle. And we're going to try to think about the various big categories that you have to think about at Christmas time, okay? So first of all, decorating. And of course, we have to think about gifts. And at Christmas, there's a lot of special events. And I'm going to add something here that you might not think of as being part of Christmas, but I'll show you why. Thanksgiving. Now, here's why I include Thanksgiving as part of this whole brainstorming process, is because even though Thanksgiving comes before Christmas and before most of the Christmas things get really going, we are trying to plan in advance. So you really need to start thinking about most of these Christmas things before Thanksgiving. So us right now, as I'm filming this, we have several weeks still until Thanksgiving, but I'm already thinking about these other categories. And I don't want to forget about Thanksgiving. Sometimes it's like, oh yeah, Thanksgiving. No, that's important too. Okay, so let's look at each of these categories a little bit more in depth so we can make sure to cover like all of the various things that we're going to need to think about for Thanksgiving. So decorating, okay, we're going to decorate both inside and outside of our house a lot of times. And when you think about inside, one of the main things is the tree. Maybe you buy one, maybe you have a fake one that you use every year, an artificial one. Maybe you're needing to get a new one this year. And I'm just gonna say other, because you may just do a tree, but you may decorate several trees. You may decorate various rooms in your house. So whatever that's going to be for you. All right, gifts is another big category. So you want to think about all of the different people, groups that you need to get gifts for, okay? So, and I'm not saying that you have to do gifts. I'm just saying that most of the time people do gifts for at least some of these, okay? So let's just kind of like brainstorming different groups. So obviously family. And you probably do gifts for your immediate family and maybe some of your extended. Okay, maybe you have some people at work that you do gifts for. Maybe you have some friends that you buy gifts for. Maybe you have kids in school and you want to do gifts for their teachers, maybe their bus driver, I don't know, whoever it is at school, you gotta be thinking about that. And then one more thing I'd like to put here under gifts is donations. Part of the planning of all this is thinking about the financial component of this. And so if you are the kind of person who wants to give at Christmas time, then you want to include this in your thought process. So this might be money. Maybe you donate food, you participate in a food drive. Maybe you purchase a gift for somebody less fortunate, someone in need. It might be a child. Maybe your church has like a special collection at Christmas time. So you got to be thinking about all that, right? It is the season of giving and it is wonderful, but you do want to kind of plan so that you don't feel like, oh my goodness, another thing. Think ahead, okay? All right, special events. So many special events at Christmas. The most obvious would be parties. So maybe there's family parties, obviously. If you have kids in school, then there's going to be probably school parties, maybe work parties, and other groups that you're involved in, such as a Sunday school class or a club that you're in. All right, other special events would be something like a church program or special services. Like our church does a candlelight service. Maybe they do a Christmas pageant, a Christmas cantata. So whatever it is for you. And then there's like events in the community that you're not like directly involved with, but that you would like to attend. So maybe you take your kids to go sit on Santa's lap and get pictures. Maybe your community has a Christmas parade. Maybe you would like to attend a Christmas program at another church in the area, or you'd like to go see a play or a ballet like the Nutcracker. So I feel like I've covered most of the big things here. So I'm just going to kind of circle so that we can see our big topics a little better. All right, so we want to think about decorating and gifts and special events. And of course, don't let Thanksgiving get lost, okay? Make sure, obviously you're going to be eating. That's kind of the big part of it, whether you get stuff like catered, you prepare it all yourself, and it's just you and your family. Maybe it's just you, and you enjoy a little like frozen Thanksgiving dinner. I saw a post about that. Maybe you go to somebody's house and everybody brings stuff, but also like the mindset of what are we celebrating here? Being thankful. Don't let that get lost. And then there's like the crazy shopping that's all around that time of the special sales, Black Friday and all of that. So don't let Thanksgiving get lost. Now, there are a few other things that I did not put on here, but might be part of your planning process. So maybe you travel at the holiday season. Either you travel to see family, or maybe you take this time to go to a tropical place and enjoy. Maybe having your family get together to do formal, like hiring a photographer and having your family pictures taken. Maybe you send Christmas cards. I haven't sent them in years, but maybe you still do. Or you do a Christmas letter. And so it gets so busy and it's hard to get that all ready. So if you do that, make sure you include that in your planning. So I know that this looks super overwhelming and I feel it, but I would rather get it all out there to where I can see it, and really we can divide this all up even more. You can list out the names of the people who you're going to be giving gifts to. You can be more specific about the rooms that you're going to be decorating, or purchases that you're going to make or projects. Maybe you do some DIY projects for these decorations. Maybe you want to list out your plans for say the parties, like if and you probably want to do that on like a fresh brainstorming board, okay, where you would put the party and then you're going to put like decorations and paper products and people you're going to invite and the food. So that would, you get to a point where this is too much and you take it to like that specific thing to a new fresh board. So this is overwhelming, but I feel like if it's at least out there, then I see everything that I need to be working on, and I will then create more of a list just on paper, and I'll say, okay, gifts, boom, 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 and kind of group, here's family, here's work, here's teachers, here's donations. I will put together like parties. Okay, this party on this date, I have agreed to bring these items. And include on there like the gifts. Include on there anything else that you need to bring. Like if you're going to be helping to clean up, maybe bring an apron. Put that on the list so that you're not forgetting. And then you get there and you're like, oh man, I've done that before. For events, make sure that you put these on the calendar and that you're planning ahead, because these things do take time to be at them, and they are great. I love to go to special events, but it does take time. So you have to kind of like budget your time. Look at, okay, this is a really busy Saturday. I'm going to have to work hard to make sure that I get these other things done so they'll be ready for whatever. So this is where I like to start, and then I break them into separate lists that I can then work off of. And this is how I keep my sanity by starting early and setting the intention that I want to be able to enjoy and not feel like I'm forgetting stuff or I'm running behind. I have not been perfect at this, but I do at least feel better when I can see it all. And I hope that this has been helpful to you too. So I hope that that was helpful to you. I do like to brainstorm on my whiteboard, but I also do it on paper. So don't feel like you have to do it on like a big board. You can just use a piece of paper. So go for it. I want to thank you so much for watching. This is the part of the video where I'm going to give you an invitation to join me to practice some healthy habits. We're going to breathe and drink some water and express gratitude. If that interests you, then stick around. And if not, that is fine too. I hope to see you again. So I'll see you next time. All right, so let's go ahead and breathe. We're going to breathe 3 times. In for 4 counts, hold 4, out 4, hold 4. Here we go. I think that was 3. If not, do another one. All right, here we go. Water. If you need to go get some water, pause the video and come on back. Here we go. Okay. All right, and then finally I want to express gratitude. I have said this one before, but I'm going to say it again, that I am thankful for date night. So we're going on date night tonight, our weekly time, and so I'm so thankful. I wake up just like excited to go on a date with my sweetie. So if you are not doing date night, I would encourage you to give it a try. We don't miss now. Like if we can't go on the day of the week that we usually go, then we will pick a different day because it has become that dear and important to us. Doesn't have to be anything fancy, just to be together and call it a date. So I am going to add this to my gratitude chain. Here it goes. All right, so let's have an update on how long our chain is. Woo-wee. All right, so I want to thank you first for watching. If you like this video, then encourage me by hitting the like button, and I would love to have you as part of my Teachable Spirits community, so you can subscribe too. All right, so I hope that you will start getting things organized for Christmas, and that this has been helpful to you. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.